Hello, happy Friday, y'all. Welcome to Divine Happy Hour. Kellie Divine,
Lord Divine.
here with you this week. We missed you last week. We hope you all had a wonderful Labor Day weekend. So, anyhow, says it's not available. Got anybody out there watching? If you're watching, comment, let us know.
Oh, you want me to do it too? I didn't do it first.
We're trying to do the joining.
There we are. Got 3 people watching.
Hello.
How y'all doing? So, we'll get a few more people get in here, and then we'll get started.
Trying to learn how to do this.
They're coming on in. Y'all come on in. Come on in, and we'll get this thing kicked off.
Viewing party.
Douglas Sawyer's watching. Ronnie Adams is watching. Hey, Ronnie, how are you? Hey, Douglas.
Ronnie, hi Douglas. Hope y'all are doing
Good to
great.
see y'all. Douglas was in Tunica at the casino last week. He and Kelly Princeton went up there, and they actually came home with money, so that's good. Most people go to the casinos and don't come home with money.
That's true.
So today is 9/11. 19 years ago today, I'm sitting on the thing, I got myself trapped. 19 years ago today, can you believe it's been 19 years? That makes me feel old. You can't be on your phone the whole time.
Now I'm doing the
Kelly doing that.
I'm trying to do the
Trying
viewing
to learn
party.
stuff.
Okay, there we go.
But,
I'm there now.
So do you remember where you were on 9/11?
I do. Do you want me to go first, or you want to
Go
go
ahead.
first? I was in high school. I was in the 10th grade. Finished that first period, go in the second period when it all happened. I don't remember what I wore, but I remember the entire day and the entire week. You know, we literally did not do nothing in school that whole week. I cannot believe it's 19 years, you know, and where we came from, you know.
Yeah. And how quickly we forget.
Yes,
How quickly we forget.
we did. You know, next year is
Because everybody was so nice during that 3 months afterwards, and we've kind of gone back. Hey Larry, hey Carissa, we've gone back to being, where people just don't give a shit about each other.
right.
And
That's true.
we've got to do better.
That's true.
Ronnie was in third grade. I was on my way to work. When the first plane hit the first tower, I was in Caribou Coffee at the intersection of Piedmont and Monroe getting my coffee and headed into the office. I hear you, David, but I'm on the live video. I'm not going to call you right now. But I'll call you later, David. But that's where I was, and then when the second plane hit, I was crossing ponds, going across there, going downtown to our office. So, and I just remember, people being nice and being kind to one another, and we've got to get back to that.
Absolutely.
And we've got to get back to being a community together. So it's there. And I saw a post today, and it said, "I miss 9/12," and I was like, "What is this?" So I looked at it, and on September 12th, after it happened, stores were sold out of American flags. People were nice to each other. It didn't matter what color you were. It didn't matter what religion. It didn't matter whether you were Democrat or Republican. We were all Americans, and we were all in this together. And people were just hanging in there together and supporting each other.
Absolutely.
And I really wish, especially now, because things are just during this pandemic and election season and all this, people have just gotten meaner and meaner.
Right.
And I would love to see us go back to being kind.
Absolutely.
So, but we want to remember it was like 2,900 at the towers, and then with the other sites, it added up to, there was like 3,500 people that lost their lives that day. And I want to remember them.
Absolutely.
We just need to, they had lives, they had families, and they need to be remembered.
And really too, younger kids, they don't know the history.
They were born after.
They were born after. And I wish that they would educate themselves on what happened and, being part of history and things like that. And also too, next year is 20. So it's kind of like.
I want, maybe next summer or something, we'll take a trip and we'll go. I want to go to the 9/11 memorial.
I've never been to New York, and I would love to see it.
Well,
I've never been.
look, your poor little redneck ass would she would have nothing to eat because they don't serve chicken tenders, chicken nuggets.
I've never been to New York.
Kelly would call it all food. She'd starve to death.
Yeah,
But the 9/11 memorial, they, from all I've seen, and I haven't seen it, but rather than rebuild on that site, they built these pools that are
like waterfall,
that go down and down and down. And I know I'll cry just because I'll cry. Hey, Denny Bird. I'm not yellow. Denny said I look like yellow. But it's, we need to go.
Absolutely.
So we want to end on that note as we're remembering those, because there was the response of the New York Fire Department, the New York Police Department, the hospitals, and everyone that came up. And now here we are in a different kind of emergency than the pandemic. Right. We want to say thank you to all of our frontline workers,
absolutely,
our teachers, policemen, firemen, ambulance, hospital staff, because hospital staff are going into work and they're working 3 or 4 days straight and sleeping at the hospital because they can't go home.
Yep.
So
and also having to, before you go to work, you never know what's expected in your jobs. So
exactly. You never know what's going to happen. So Edmund Baker says he's not been born.
Edmund, you're alive.
So
you're alive.
So thank you to all of our frontline workers, absolutely, all of those that are doing it and giving of themselves and selves. Absolutely. So if you see a police officer, a fireman, a nurse, a doctor, EMTs, say thank you. Yes. Buy them a cup of coffee, buy their lunch, whatever. Absolutely. On that note, COVID-19, everyone is, it's nothing. Flu season's coming. Get your flu shot, wear your mask, wash your hands, use hand sanitizer, social distance. Stay the fuck away from me because I don't want it. They say it affects those with compromised immune systems and the elderly, and I'm the elderly.
They say it doesn't affect the children too, but it really is.
It really does. Well, and it may not affect the children and that's, they keep saying, it doesn't affect the kids. They don't have to wear a mask. Yeah. It does affect these children in the fact that if they have it, they can pass it on to their grandparents, their parents, and it just, the cycle keeps going. So they need to, wear a mask, social distance.
It's almost like
schools are shutting down because teachers are getting it because the kids have got it because kids are not wearing masks.
Yes.
So we need to just take care of yourselves. Be safe. Think about your friends. Think about your grandparents, your parents.
I know UGA, they had over 800 something tested positive. Like
The first week of school. Jen Sparks teaches at UGA, and she posted a picture of her class.
Several times.
And there was nobody in the classroom because they all have COVID, so they're out.
Yes.
So she's teaching to.
She doesn't have it, but thank goodness. But she's not here with us tonight, so
It's just me and Kelly.
And the bartender. So if you would like to buy us a cocktail, a shot, call the bar.
We're here at
Shots.
Shots in beautiful downtown Athens, Georgia.
Yes, it's a beautiful day. Thank God it's not raining.
Amen. It rained on us coming in, but tomorrow and Sunday's supposed to rain.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain pretty bad. Give us a thumbs up if our volume's okay, if you can hear us, because we actually got our microphone.
Well, we've got our microphone, and we're not technologically
Our help normally.
sound. Hi, Lois.
Hi, Lois.
There we go. Seth's helping us out.
Yeah, Seth is in the back.
So we're not real good at that. While you're over here,
Yes.
come on this side, Seth. Say hello to everybody.
Oh gosh.
Seth here at Shots. He graciously hosts us every week, and we're so blessed to have him in. There we are.
There he is.
There we go. So Seth and Josh, they're always here, and Seth takes care of us, and he is supporting the community and everything. Tomorrow night is his wife's 40th birthday.
That's right.
So they're going to be doing their 40th birthday. She's officially an adult now.
That's
so
right.
Happy birthday, darling.
Happy birthday, yeah.
Jennifer.
So, and then next week, Seth and Josh are going to play for us again.
That's right. So
Yes.
back in action next week, the Brothers Hendershot. Yeah. Bring all the good music for your
Now,
ear to hold.
If you sing, if you play an instrument or whatever, you're an entertainer, open mic night. When are you doing that?
We do a virtual open mic night every Monday, and you can find that information on our Hendershots Open Mic Night Facebook page. I've got instructions on how to submit videos, and it's worldwide, y'all. Everybody and anybody can submit. And basically, if you submit a week before the Monday you want to perform, you sign up on the sheet, and then submit your videos, and then I string them all together, and then we do a big YouTube premiere. There's a chat room. It's a lot of fun. It's a really good time, and I hope that we get to see some of y'all out there.
I watched the premiere this past Monday, and it was really
Lori
cool.
called me and was like, they're doing the open mic night. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's
really
still on
cool, the whole
YouTube.
setup, so.
Thank you. It's on YouTube now. If you want to check it out, just Hendershots Virtual Open Mic.
Also, too, you can go to hendershotsathens.com. They have merchandise. They have
You can buy us bar tabs.
Yes.
Buy
You can
bar
order
tabs.
drinks. You can place order for your plates, which is Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 5.
Mhm.
You can order food. You can order your coffees, your cocktails, whatever. Come sit and enjoy the patio.
and the patio. If you ring the bell, Seth will be there serving.
They'll
That's
open
right.
the garage door, and there we go.
Absolutely. If you want to order these two lovely ladies some Fireball, do it now. Come
Yes,
on.
last week we finished our
Week
first
before
bottle of
was week before
Fireball.
last. Week before last. Trevor, it was funny. Trevor was like, yeah, we finished the first bottle. I'm like,
Yeah,
we did one bottle tonight? I was like, on the crap.
I was
Yeah.
there for that.
Ooh.
We did a
We
whole
did Chili's.
yes.
Um,
So that's our first bottle of Fireball down for the show.
there's a notebook in my bag. It has the phone number. I can't remember it by
I'm
heart.
sorry,
Yeah.
I'm assisted. Let me see.
Yeah, if you'll assist, get up there and assist your ass off. There's a
Notebook, yeah.
Yep. Kelly's gonna give y'all the number.
So if you are interested to buy us shots or drinks or whatever, Hendershots number is 706-353-3050.
Kelly loves a Jaeger. Hey, Nikki
No, I
Ballard.
don't.
Lemon drop.
I love you, Nikki.
Also, if you would like to tip us gracefully, both of us have Venmo and Cash App. You remember yours?
I don't remember mine.
I have to write it. Lori's is at Lori-Divine-ATL.
And that
her
is Venmo, and then Cash App is $ Lori Divine ATL.
Yes, and mine is Venmo is Kelly-Phillips-30549, and my Cash App is Kelly Divine.
$ Divine.
Yes.
So we would, it's not cheap to look like this. If you're in a giving mood, I have not worked in 3 months. I can use every dollar I can get.
I get paid once a month, and it's through my job, and I'm struggling right now.
We appreciate it. We love
Yes,
you.
we really do.
And we're going to do this whether we make any money or not.
Absolutely.
Because we've had so many people that have commented and let us know that they appreciate it and they want us to continue this because some people this is their social hour.
Yes, and then Jaeger is not my favorite, so you better get
Kelly
your life
loves
together.
Fireball.
No, I don't.
Yes, Fireball, just like her hair.
Lori jacked up my hair tonight, girls. Let me
I
tell
bet it
you.
look like a real hooker.
Do I look like a real hooker?
Yeah. We also accept coupon codes. Yes. So,
And you were too much.
talking about bad times and things being depressing. If you are not registered to vote,
Yes.
go register to vote. If you think your voice doesn't count and you're not going to vote, you're sadly mistaken because every vote does count. And if you don't vote, then you really don't count. You have no reason. Your voice will not be heard, and you have nothing to complain about because you did not vote. So please, you can go online. I think Secretary of State or Georgia election. I don't know where to go, but you can go online and register to vote. And
To be honest with you, if you're not registered now, then you've got time.
You've got time.
Don't complain if you don't get to vote.
You still have time. And please vote for one of the candidates on the ballots. I don't care who you vote for, but vote for one of those people because if you do a write-in, if you are a Democrat and you don't like the Democratic candidate and you don't want to vote for the incumbent, and you say, I'm going to write something in, well, you just voted for the person that you didn't want to vote for, and because your vote doesn't count if you do a write-in. So please be responsible, vote for one of the candidates, the lesser of two evils, however you want to look at it. But vote and be heard, be counted.
Absolutely. By the way, is this your first cocktail?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
One.
No, I was just making sure.
Do I sound like I'm drunk already?
No, you taking us to church for 2 seconds here. I wanted to make sure.
Well, I had to take us to church before I had another coffee.
Because you got here before I did, so I wanted to make sure.
Yes.
I want to make sure.
I do want to shut up. I do want to send out some love to Amber Divine. Her brother passed away this week.
Absolutely.
Amber, we love you. We're thinking about you and your family.
Absolutely.
And I think this was kind of sudden. I'm not really sure because I haven't spoken with her and I haven't seen anything else posted that he had been sick. So
Right.
It's always rough to lose a family member, but especially during this time when we can't get together like we normally do. On that note, love one another, be kind, and check in on your friends.
Yes, absolutely.
You know,
And speaking of friends,
you have friends?
we have a mutual friend. A lot of the entertainers that does the show with me. I keep all their personal information, like their address, to their phone numbers, to their birthdays. And I was realizing it today, but we have entertainers today's birthday. Our sexy daddy Diego Wolf's birthday.
Oh, that's right, Diego. Happy birthday!
So happy birthday again, Diego. I texted him this afternoon. I was like, "Happy birthday, boo!" And
Yeah.
because he doesn't set his Facebook up for.
Yeah, he doesn't want everybody to know, but today's Diego Wolf's birthday, so send him a birthday message.
Yes, absolutely. Happy birthday, Diego.
You get $2 off if you tell him you heard it here. So
I was like, hold on, where are we going with that?
Oh, yeah. So we've kind of got some of the serious stuff out. I have every night for the past few nights, I've been getting a text from Kelly with the new
So fall.
fall TV's coming out.
Yes.
So the upcoming season of Masked Singer. So they've been releasing the new characters every night. So Kelly's been sending me the pictures of the new characters because she's in love with the show.
I've watched it to the beginning. It's my favorite show ever.
She, some of the costumes are interesting this year, and some of the things because there's one.
Did I send you the last one?
Mushroom mask and something else, but they're masks. And
It's a full costume. It's almost like drag with full costume.
yeah, but some of them are kind of interesting.
The last one that they posted this afternoon was the Gremlin.
Oh,
And that's what
girl, you're locked into that thing.
I see.
You're gonna tear the whole thing up.
I thought it was going to turn.
It's gonna turn.
There we go.
She got look technology.
That looks scary.
I'm not sure I like that.
It's a
not
gremlin.
scary. I was expecting more.
Yeah.
It looks kind of cheesy.
Well, you know they do those where.
Who's watching? If you're watching, let us know.
Yes.
Let's see if I can tell who's watching.
Let's see. Okay.
So I can say that.
I can finally see comments.
Billy Ledford. Hi, Billy. Tell Celeste hello when you go see her at the nursing home. So Masked Singer, Kelly's a fan, and then Dancing with the Stars. I'm watching it just because Carol Baskin is going to be on there.
A lot of people.
I want to watch the first one just to see how it's going to go. Also, I'm watching because Jesse Metcalf's on there, and he's a hot guy.
Also, too, AJ McClain from Backstreet Boys.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
He's looking good. He's aged well.
Yeah, they do have a
yes.
couple like him and Nelly, people that are artists that do dance when they do concerts and stuff. So, and like the lady that
The little girl and the cheer coach.
the cheer coach, I love her, honey.
The little girl from Disney Channel, Jessie, and she was.
She played in that show.
Yeah, she was in
Yes.
Jessie.
Yes.
But she's grown up. That makes me feel old because I remember when my niece would watch that. She was a little girl, and now she's grown.
She was like yay high.
So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to watch some of it just to see how things go, and go from there. Of course, if you're a football fan, that's about the only way you're going to be able to see a football game this year. You're going to have to just
Watch
it on TV because
or the radio, or listen to it
on the radio. I know a lot of people are still coming out, especially here in Athens. They're already planning to come out and tailgate.
Yeah.
Even that, and we'll just watch, at least for the home games, they're going to tailgate. Same place they always do, but they're just going to be watching from their setups. Last year, it was your birthday weekend. It was a home game.
Weekend, yeah.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. We really don't remember most of that show because
we don't remember going to the beginning. We don't remember at the beginning. Let's be clear.
It was Kelly's birthday, and we had a bottle of Fireball before we got to the show. But
how many people though?
There were.
That's two.
2, 4. There were only 4 of us drinking.
No, you had
Cherry, Buffet,
and then
Stanley.
Soma and.
But they didn't drink.
That's right.
They didn't drink because they were driving.
So see, that's why I couldn't remember.
So it was just the 4 of us drinking, but we finished a bottle of Fireball. And then we had an intermission in the show, and we wound up at one of the tailgate setups. They had sofas and big screen TVs. It was really nice, and I'm going to go.
Because the game was finishing up.
I'm going to go back this year, but they came down and watched the show. They watched the second half of the show.
Straight man. I'm talking about like straight
older
dads.
straight guys.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. The kind that I like today because they're older. That means you really don't have to. They may want sex, but they can't do nothing about it. Just jump rope unless they get the little blue pill.
Well, we'll talk about that when we get to
we'll get that
topic.
there. So, yeah, but Georgia's first game is next weekend, or
No, it's the last Saturday of September, September 26th.
26.
Because we have our Friday show here that Friday.
Right.
No, that's their first game, but it's not their first home game.
Yes, yeah, that's the first game.
So our first home game is the first weekend in October, which is the following.
So,
Caleb Thomas, I did not get a perm, by the way.
so I didn't even talk about that.
I'm talking about you, okay.
Hey, Michelle Crow, how are you? So, we are considering as a alternate weekends or Friday nights. How many of you would watch if we did a cooking show? Well, it's in the kitchen, cooking dinner. We'll have 3 or 4 people there to eat.
Lori got on a
The
cooking
food.
rampage this week. That's why
I've gotten back into cooking, and I haven't had anybody to cook for, so I figured that's the best way to do it, is just have a cooking show. Hey, Corey, we'll have a cooking show, and everybody can, we'll have people there, and maybe we'll do a cookbook or something. And,
She's been remodeled.
Kelly's a big girl, so she likes food, so I figured it would work out well for everybody.
Lori's been remodeling, so
I've got nothing else to do, so yeah, I've been working on the house and redoing the house, so I'm gonna redo my kitchen, and then we're gonna do cooking shows there at the house.
I think my phone is so delayed. I don't
There's
know,
a delay, yeah.
like a big delay, because Cola just responded about the 9/11. She would say she was in the first grade.
And girl, football season's coming up, and my favorite season of the year is coming up.
Fall?
Gray sweatpants season.
Yes, great pants. Girl, we just need to go.
Gray pants. Kelly got so excited she couldn't even say it. Gray sweatpants.
Gray sweatpants.
Sweatpants season, but most of the boys wear the gray sweatpants.
Or gym shorts, whatever.
Yes, girl. That's.
We need to go through College Station.
Just go right up and down
Yes.
Village. And
Yeah, Village Avenue, yes.
Baxter and all that, because those boys just.
Friday afternoon, running.
Yes. So, and I always, when it's sweatpants season and they're all out there in their sweatpants and running, I kind of feel like Steve Irwin. Remember Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter?
Yes.
I always feel like him because I'll be walking along and it's like, oh, crikey, that's a big one. Yes. And yeah, so.
Oh my God.
I can't wait.
I got the mental picture. I'm sorry.
They forget to. They put those sweatpants on. They forget that they need to wear underwear with it, or we see everything. I can make you feel old again. It made me feel old when I saw it this morning. 30 years ago, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I heard that.
Yes, 30 years, and I remember when that first came on, and I'm thinking,
I remember watching it as a
God.
kid. Yeah.
Well, I remember when I wasn't a kid, but
Remember like TGIF, like all
Yeah.
those? Yes.
yes. And yesterday was the 25th anniversary of Tu Wong Fu coming
I
out.
saw that.
So,
That was a
so
good.
yeah,
that was good.
there was
series.
something else that's coming up for the anniversary, and I can't remember, but it's one of those things that made me. Hey, Jimmy Edwards, how are you, darling? I know you've been having a lot of health stuff. I just want you to know I love you. I've been thinking about you, and I hope you get feeling better.
Also, too, a lot of speaking of the TV shows, a lot of the TV shows they're going to be starting coming back to fall stuff. They've already started filming.
And some of them are going to be just social distancing, and they're calling they're going to go with the theme. So that's going to be interesting. I saw a post on Facebook. It said, "Easy cure and easy way to get rid of COVID-19. Ask it to be in a relationship." And that disappeared. Yep. So
That's true.
So I know some of you have tuned in because we're going to talk about love, sex, and hookups
Are we going to do this
in the
now?
time of quarantine. Well, that's what we're doing. We're here doing this show, honey. That's what we're doing.
Ooh, I think I might need another cocktail for that one.
Well, we've only got 2 people watching right now, so. yesterday was Mike Chadwick's birthday. Happy birthday,
Happy
Mike
birthday,
Chadwick.
Mike Chadwick. Also, too, I just had a
Don't
brain
snap your
fart.
fingers at me.
I had a brain fart. I'm trying to remember. That's what happens when you get old and busted.
Speaking of old and oh, that goes along with love, sex, and hookups in the time of
So
quarantine.
let me tell you, we're gonna sidetrack about that. So I went the other morning. Lori and I went to Walmart, and we were going to. That's how we get a lot of our topics. So like we spend time together, we talk, things like that.
And so, and people think we make this shit up.
No, it's
Most of our topics just come from our lives in real life because
yes.
it's just the way it happens.
So we ended up going to Walmart where she lives down the street. So she had to get some stuff because she's remodeling her house. So we're going, and this is what 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you came right after you got off the bus.
Yeah. So we were going and chilling, and we were like literally stalking these guys through Walmart. It was so funny. It was better than cable TV.
There was one daddy that was just.
He had gym shorts on too.
I caught myself. I really wasn't paying attention, so I caught myself. He was coming down this aisle. We're going down this aisle. I stepped over and looked him up and down, and then realized what I had done.
You almost ran into the display too.
Yeah, and I nearly hit the display trying to get out of the way of him because I didn't want him to realize that I was cruising him. But oh well. So we were talking about things, and is there I need a bar stool, or can I get that stool right there? Can you bring me that stool?
I don't know what the heck.
On that side, up against the fireplace, up against the pizza oven.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one right there. We've got our lovely little assistants. Hi, Larry.
Hi, Larry.
I'm not calling you out because you're straight, and I don't want your daughter to know that you're on. So, we have props tonight.
Oh, this part? Okay, this is okay.
We're going to discuss this. So, Kelly, we were talking, and
hold on, before we do, Seth, can we have another cocktail?
Woo! Say pretty please.
Pretty please, thank you, love.
So we were talking, and Kelly had
You gonna tell my business? She had
a friend that had gone and met with a gentleman in college, and things might have happened, and it was like, ooh, I don't know if I could take something that big. And I said, well, that's when you need a butt plug so that you can stretch it out. And Kelly's like, what's a butt plug? And I'm like, she thought it was a dildo. So
I seriously thought it was a dildo. I didn't know it was like.
I had to explain it to her. And I told her the story, and I'm gonna tell it again. Savannah Cox, one of the Armorettes, used to. She did some nasty numbers, but during one of her numbers one time, she said she meant to do it, but I don't think she did because I know what kind of person she is, and that's why we're friends. But she was doing her number, and she squatted down, and she was real bad to wear these short skirts and a jock strap underneath.
Yeah.
And she did, and when she squatted down, her butt plug shot out and shot across the stage and bounced. And there was a collective gasp. Thank you, darling. There was a collective gasp through the bar because nobody really knew, was that supposed to happen, and did we touch it or not? And it was a mess. So when Kelly asked the difference between a butt plug, and I noticed last year, so much extra, and I went to New Orleans and Biloxi, and we're there, and they had these blow-up Christmas trees. They look just like a butt plug. This is a butt plug.
It kind of looks like an air freshener tree.
It does look like a tree, but it's got you can put it in, and and it stretches out the inside. And this is so that you still tight and creamy and dreamy at the beginning, and this keeps it from falling all the way up in there. And Kelly thought it was a dildo, but this is a butt plug because this way it can go in and you can wear it all day long, and it stretches you out or it keeps stuff in.
I'd be afraid.
Now, that is a dildo, and see that is the whole way. This is tape. It goes there, and this is that. Now, for some of you that are hung more like the little butt plug thingy here, because it's not real big and it won't do anything. And then you've got this one here. There are things that you can purchase. There are things that you can purchase. This is called the Dr. Johnson Strappy.
Excuse me?
It's called a strappy. It's a strap-on. But it's for men and for women. It doesn't bend when you don't want it to. It's a strappy. I don't know how that's.
Do you want to ask if our secret person? Use your man most.
There.
There you go.
Oh, it smells like plastic. It smells like plastic.
Okay.
So, but it's hollow, so that if you're not very well endowed, you can put your little pee-pee in there.
Oh.
Hey, Marty. And then you take this and you put it on. It's like a little belt, and it holds on. It's an attachment, and you could wear it like that.
I was just about to ask that. That's a face mask,
It
girl.
could be. It's a face mask.
Lights
and you
out.
could be Pinocchio.
Lights out.
Talk about being nosy.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Let me see that for a second, girl.
I thought you might like to see that.
They wouldn't know it like that.
So,
Oh, it does. Yeah.
it smells plasticky and new. You would have to wash it first.
Could be a purse, girl. Could be a shot.
Wash.
Girl, we could do shots out of this.
Fireball.
We'll get several of these. I'll call Sexy Susan and see if I can get a couple more, and we'll start doing shots out of them.
Oh, and you can feel the plastic because it's like fresh. It's
Yeah, it's well, this was made in China, and it's.
I was
it's not-
curious how like a strap on.
But they strap-ons, they have harnesses that the women will wear, or the men, and you can wear those harnesses, and
Hey, Steph.
Oh no.
would you-
You want to strap on?
Strap on.
It makes you think
so
that
look, it's hollow. Kelly was trying to figure out, so that way you can put your BB in it. That way it's got.
Are we
ridges.
doing shots in it?
Yeah, we're gonna get some of these and start doing
Fireball
shots.
shots.
We're gonna start getting shots.
Yes,
We're gonna talk to Holly and
Never
over
mind, you
Susan.
gotta-
See if we can't get several
Oh, you gotta look it up for yourself. They
Oh,
smell like
my
that.
So.
No.
No, that's a solid.
No.
Kelly could know the difference between a butt plug and a dildo. So
This is like a suction cup, so you can actually like lick it and like, ooh.
Yeah, put on the tub, shower, stall.
that one's got a
Most of such a
big
big
base.
science.
Science.
This
Yeah.
is a big old balls, girl.
Well, I like a man with big old balls.
It's very veiny too, girl.
Men are eventually
And
disappearing.
I'm just gonna tell y'all because they do have all kinds of condoms now. Even if you're on prep, please practice safe sex.
Leave it out, girl. I like to walk with
You like to watch it. Kelly likes to watch it. It's
a
mesmerizing.
display.
It's mesmerizing. So please practice safe sex. Hey, Jim,
Absolutely.
Pink Lemonade's watching.
I'm not getting nobody notification. Girl.
So this right here is the Lysol.
You use that for your toys?
No, I don't. You don't use this for that. I don't. But this is big. If this is that, guys all the time saying, "Oh, I don't wear condoms because they don't fit me. I'm too big." If your dick is that big and it's going nowhere near my ass,
Hell
and if
no.
you're taking stuff this big up your ass, you might need to go to the doctor because you're gonna have some internal problems. And these guys that say, I'm too big, a condom, have a condom, you might need that later. That say, oh, I'm too big,
You put it on Lysol,
they're like, if I'm too big, and
You put it on Lysol.
the condoms don't fit me because my penis is too big.
That's right.
Well, then you don't know how to put a condom on. If it breaks, Jason over here with his little bitty shrinky dinky saying, "Oh, it breaks. That means that you're using your fingernails and you don't know how to do it." Kelly knows how to put a condom on, but that condom went right on the top of this thing right here, and it did not break. You can stretch it.
That's for the blue or the tip of the head. Do not bite that.
Don't do that. And you want to when you put a condom on. See, it does go on there, and then when it hits that, it comes right off. But when you're putting a condom on either yourself or your partner, and if you're the bottom, I would recommend that you be the one to put it on, because there are some guys that are, I'm not saying that they're shady or disrespectful, but stuff.
It's around the rib, girl.
and they have flavored condoms, but they have the different ones, and then they have the ones that say rib for your pleasure. They don't taste like ribs, so I didn't get any pleasure from it.
Is this the?
But
what is this?
That's just a generic condom. But when you're putting a condom on, Jason, pay attention to this, because this is where a lot of guys don't know and they have the problem. When you put it on, you want to roll it out so that you've got the little half part of it, and then put it on the tip. You need this extra space up here so when they come and if they shoot a big load, that load has somewhere to go. So you can put it there and leave that open in there, and then you just roll it down until you see the serial numbers all the way down. and if you've never seen the serial numbers on a condom, you've got a little dick.
So it's going to look like this.
It's going to look like this until it gets filled up.
Sour cat.
Until it gets filled up, and then when that shoots out, it's got somewhere to go, and it doesn't. And it gives some extra room, so when the friction's going, so that it doesn't rip or break. And see, it goes all the way down this. It went all the way over this Lysol thing, so. It doesn't matter whether
that is not going in my booty hole.
Whether your dick's a little one like this, because we know some of you have little dicks. Whether it's a little one like this, you might need to use some duct tape to tape it to the base of your dick so it doesn't come off if you've got a little dick. But it'll stay on there. Put a rubber band around it, and it'll hold and your dick will stay hard a long time. Or whether you're a big boy.
That's a big boy.
And even if you're hung like this, you probably need to go to the doctor, because that's not natural heat.
No, that is not going in the booty
That's
hole.
not natural.
And if you're a bottom and you take that,
that's not natural. If you're a bottom and you take that, when you fart, it goes.
You've been fisting. That's right. You've been doing fists.
Yeah, I used to have a friend, and he said the worst fight he ever got in was with this guy, and this is my friend Stevie. Stevie was a bit of a trashy whore, because he would do just about anything. And he came in the next day, he had a trick, and he came in the next day and he had a black eye. And I've been in a fight, and I'm like, girl, what happened? And he's like, child, let me tell you. He's like, that fucking trick beat me up. And I said, so was it did he try to rob you or anything? She's like, no, we got there, we were having sex. And I said, so why did he beat you up? She's like, well, I was kind of on hands and knees, and I was waiting, and finally I looked over my shoulder and I said, are you in yet? And he was done. And I said, girl, that just means you're a whore. But she's like, I didn't even feel it. And I said, well, that means you're a whore, and you've had way too many dicks in you. So, Bova, I hope this is not on the big TV, but the children watch it, because this is not child friendly.
And we gave you a day's warning too, just FYI. We've talked about this on Wednesday. Like, let's talk about this.
We've been talking about this because Kelly asked me what a butt plug was, and I said, well, there's probably a lot of people that don't know. Sex. Love, sex, and hookups in the time of quarantine. So it used to be, you ask, are you HIV positive, HIV negative, do you have any STDs? Well, now you have to ask their HIV status, their STD status, and their COVID status. Have you been tested? Are you COVID free? And then you have to decide, are we wearing masks while we're doing this? So, but it's all interesting on how this is going. And, I just think, the safest way to have sex during this time of quarantine is through a glory hole, because it's just a little glory hole and they can stick their pee-pee in and you can do whatever and you don't have to see each other face to face or breathe on each other. It's very safe. It's just like a mask. It's a big mask.
It's almost like let's not kiss. Let's just do the way of thank you, ma'am, and let's go.
Almost. No feeling, almost.
Right.
So, but and I don't know. I've heard that they were open because I'm in one of these nasty chats, and I have a lot of friends that are in that chat that go to Flex and Manifest and stuff. And there was a post this week on Facebook that the gym is now closed due to COVID, but Flex and the other sex clubs are open.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious as to how they're doing.
You walk around with a mask or
do you wear a mask and a condom? And if you wear a mask, where do you wear it? Do you wear it up here? Do you wear it down here? And do you have to use hand sanitizer after you touch one?
Girl, please not use hand sanitizer.
Because that's gonna burn.
Yeah.
That's gonna burn. That is sensitive skin.
Let me tell you. Speaking of hand sanitizer, so today at work after I
We're
shaved my
talking about
face.
sex, and she goes straight.
No, how about hand sanitizer? Like I shaved my face earlier today, and just for this, and then when I was at work, I used hand sanitizer, and I touched my face, and I was like, oh my goodness.
She's like a squirrel or a dog. She sees a shiny ball, and she gets distracted.
But seriously, don't put hand sanitizer on your wee-wee.
It will burn.
On your butt. And do not use
it on your butthole.
Don't use it as a little bit.
No.
Just because it feels slick. I promise you, when you are on the receiving end of that, that's going to hurt.
I got a question for you.
I got an answer. If
Okay,
I don't know it, I'm
blue.
going to make it up.
Speaking of blue,
olive oil is best. Coconut oil, olive oil. You can use Crisco. And Crisco, the bad thing about using Crisco is once you get to going and there's friction going and it heats up, you get hungry because it smells like fried chicken. Because you smell that grease and cooking.
I've never used that.
I have.
Have you
I've
ever
been in
used? Have you ever used?
I've been in a tight spot.
Have you ever used like Vaseline or lotion?
Yes.
Vaseline is the worst thing for you.
Vaseline and lotion is the worst.
If you use shea butter or cocoa butter, that's okay, and that works, and it stays.
You don't want to do
Yeah.
it.
I'm getting dirty looks, but this week the topic is love, sex, and hookups in the time of quarantine.
Who is that?
And dildos. Look.
J-Ho.
Oh, J-Ho's here.
J-Ho.
I have that one at home.
Yeah, it's in the car. How to put a condom on.
What would you do with that?
It's a butt
It's a butt plug.
Obviously, you need to be educated just like Kelly, because Kelly didn't know what a butt plug was either.
So would you put a condom on a butt plug?
If it was mine, no.
I still don't get what it's for.
You don't share. It stretches your whole life. You can wear it all day long. And
Okay, now I got a nasty
now,
question.
a lot of them, and this is where this topic came up. Kelly and I were talking about it, and a lot of people use butt plugs. They will have it in. A lot of these power bottoms, they have the butt plug in. They have a trick come over. They do their thing. The trick goes, pulls that out, throws it on the bed, does his business without one of these. Leaves his deposit. When he pulls out, he picks the butt plug up, holds it in, so it's pre-lubed for the next guy to come, and they can just pop it out, add to it, and pop it back in. And it's like a cork. It's like a cork. So, and it's to hold everything in. But it's also so that if you know that your man has a large willy, and you have one of these, you can put it in, and it will help you be adjusted so that it doesn't hurt, and it makes things quick and easy when you get there.
Pre-foreplay.
So what
Well,
if
it's called prep.
Yeah,
it's preparing for it.
So what if you?
What in the gay hell do you have on?
You got a one thing on.
She told me red, white, and blood.
Okay,
Well,
J-Ho
J-Ho's
asked me.
here. Speaking of dildos and butt plugs, J-Ho's here. Yay! And he is in one of the gayest outfits I believe I've seen. This looks like something that
Yeah,
This
before-
isn't even the gay
okay,
one.
So let me tell you, he asked what the thing was, and I told him about blue.
Jason Monkey. Do not be looking up other people's pants unless they ask you to. That is being a pervert.
And so J-Ho said he wants to wear onesies. And I was like, okay, first off,
Well,
it's too hot for
you
onesies.
tell me
when,
that.
when I think onesies, I think of those little things that the babies wear.
Yeah.
Are you into diaper play?
No.
If you want to wear onesies, you must be.
No, thank
So
you.
come here and show the people what you're wearing.
Oh, Lord. It is so gay.
Marty,
That's actually
Walk to
a
the
they
good
front.
can't see you.
That's actually a good
All they
one,
can
though.
see is my back.
I approve
Now
of
they
that.
can see.
I approve of that.
They don't want to see your face.
That is cute. J-Ho said something.
Stand up. They don't want to see your face. They want to see. Yeah, that's
The
what
front
they
and the back, yeah.
Marty says the best lube is called jizz, and it
I didn't
looks
see
and smells like cum.
And then bend over.
Wait, let me see. What?
Yeah.
What are we looking
Yeah,
at?
the front.
I asked him if he had any underwear on, see?
All right now. Are you
And
commando?
look, it's not even that big. Bless it, Lord.
Anyhow,
He's a grower, not a show.
so J-Ho was like, okay, he was going to wear, what was it, overalls?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to save those. I got a new pair of black cut off overalls.
Look at them, what they look
It's
they're
very
like.
comfortable. It's very
very
t-shirt
comfy.
material.
Are they t-shirts?
Super,
It's t-shirt
super
material.
Very loose.
lightweight.
I couldn't tell because it,
Very loose feeling.
Yes,
Very loose.
I love
like
them. I've got all kinds of play.
Very
like
loose.
that.
That's
They're
cute.
very loose. Your
When he
boys
told
are
me it was shorts, I was like, okay, I can deal with that. But when he said onesies, I was like, to the floor, I'm like, too much.
that's all you can think about. So,
And being hot, too.
I approve.
Yeah, I don't have any of those. I don't think.
Okay,
I call those pajamas, footy
those
pajamas.
are, yeah. Yes.
well,
So,
just with
So
our
what are you
thing.
doing? What's going on here? What's happening?
9/11.
Is this mine? I have the same one.
Well, this is mine.
Okay.
This is the ladies.
It looks better on me.
This is the ladies.
We'll go trade in a
You
minute.
want the short part?
Yeah, mine are short.
So back on the topic about penis. So I have a question.
I have an answer.
So
This is, have you ever seen the sex show? What's the old lady that does the sex?
Judy.
Dr. Ray?
Judy.
No.
Judy Johnson.
No.
The curly gray.
The old lady.
The old lady. Sue.
Wasn't it
Yeah,
Sue?
her name is Sue.
The late night was Sue.
Yes, late night with Sue, and I've got the curly hair. So we're gonna talk sex. So if you have questions, comment, let us know, let us know your questions. We'll send you an answer. If I don't know the answer, I'll give it back. I've been around a long time, so I know much.
She's been around a long
Well, I might want in on that too.
You don't know anything.
So I have a question. So if you wear a butt plug, okay?
Okay.
And it's in you, okay?
Okay.
And yes, you can have a couple and they can stick back in you like you said. And it's in you.
If you bend over and cough, it'll shoot out. It'll
That's
shoot
what my
somebody.
question was. I'm like, what if I sneeze or
You
cough?
could do that, and it will shoot out.
It's almost like, women when they get older, they pee themselves or,
I do.
things like
If I
that.
cough, I'm liable to wet my hands. So.
Or if you cough, like for example, if you cough and fart at the same time, you end up getting something not rude.
I don't know anybody talented enough to cough and fart at the same
I
time.
mean,
But
let me know when it's high school night. I said that's
that's
loud.
interesting.
And I was just wondering about
Is
butt
there a
plugs, because,
condom
like,
on that dildo?
There is. We were showing the proper way. He said. He said. He's like, Columbus is great. I'm too big. I put a condom on this. It didn't break. If you break a condom, that means you don't know how to put one on. So here's just the proper way to put a condom on. You need the extra reservoir to catch.
You have to pinch all the air out.
So, and you need that extra reservoir so that you've got the room in there, and so that when they shoot, it's got somewhere.
Now, are these products provided by Sexy Suze?
Sexy Suze. I've talked to Holly, and she's going to be coming. Oh, J-Ho,
Oh,
look,
good.
I thought about you. You might need this because this is a strap-on. It can make your pee-pee so that it's like
Hold on, let me
normal.
see this.
And you can stick your little one up in there, and it'll make it look like he's got a big head. Except you're not going to
It's
mess it up.
it's a sleeve.
Yeah,
It's a strap-on.
basically.
It's a
It's
strap-on.
basically a
It's a
strap-on
study.
sleeve.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
really
study.
cool.
So if we don't wear our condom,
It's
You
a
can wear
study.
that.
It's a study for your penis. David Jones wants to know what's the kinkiest thing that you've ever done. Kelly, what's the kinkiest thing
Hold
that
on,
you've ever done?
hold on. Let me think about mine. Hold on, because I've done some kinky shit.
Have you? Well, I know that you had the boy in the diaper that you spanked. That's not really too kinky.
I'm trying to think.
You got it, man. What's kinky? Come on, man.
Well, there's two things I would consider the kinkiest thing. One of the kinkiest things is when I was years ago when I was in Red, and I hooked up with a guy in Atlanta after the Almighty show, and I asked him to get whipped cream because I've never experienced, food with
Of course, you wanted food and sex.
And so he didn't have whipped cream, but he had peanut butter. So he put a little peanut butter on the top of his head, and then of course,
Oh Lord.
same with Sal. But yes, I've done
So
that.
you've done food.
So that was kind of kinky. My other kinky thing was a couple years ago, Evan took me to Bear Fest, which is they have it's like a private party on there. So you have to pay to go to these parties. So we went to this party with Edmund as a guest, which I didn't think. Because the guest was okay. So I hooked up with this guy from Crowler or whatever, one of those guys. Well, the guy had a sling. In his room. In his room.
Did he lock you in it? Did he?
Let me get to it. Look at
the
this.
slings have the.
So if you've never experienced a sling, this first of all,
A sling is a sex swing.
yes.
It's like a hammock, and you lay in it, and it's got little straps. You put your foot up there, and you strap your ankles in on this side, and then you strap your other ankle in on that side, and then you can be strapped in, or you can just hold on there.
Okay. So let me
So
get to
you're
it.
laying wide open and ready.
This is the first time I didn't know there was a sling there until I got there.
Did you get in the sling?
I did. First of all, the sling was, my back was facing the window of the second floor of the hotel.
Slings are good.
Okay. And my first question was, is he going to hold my waist?
Now, was this a freestanding
Yeah,
sling? Because if you have one at home, most
Yeah,
people bolt them in.
Yeah.
But they also have these
It was
stands
a standing.
that you
It was a
can put on, and they will hold up to like 400
350.
pounds.
It was a standing one, but it was also a heavy duty one. Because the man said it'll
550.
hold up to like 500 pounds.
525.
There you go.
And I was like, okay. I'm scared. So he locks me in. This is the first time ever.
Yep, beat up in that strap.
First time ever. Okay. He doing me. And I swear I thought I was going to go through the window. Because, the pressure, like that. Then next thing I know, his friend comes out of bed.
All right,
So I had it twice.
All right then. Miss Kelly had a bang.
But it was twice. And after I got done, Edmund was finishing up his trip, and he was kind of.
Were they watching you?
No, they were in his hotel.
Oh.
I got on Growler. That's what happened.
I thought y'all were in the same room and he was watching.
No.
So,
I've never experienced a friend watching a friend. I don't know. I've been kind of nervous about that at first.
what? Somebody watching?
No, my friend, like, for example.
We are not sharing a room.
Hell no. I'm just saying that.
Because I can tell you we would go south because I would giggle the whole time.
We would talk about it the whole time.
We would be talking about it and how many chicken nuggets it's worth or whatever.
I'm like, I'm hungry.
I can one up that. I can go way beyond that.
I want to say those are the
I went. This has been many years ago. I went to had a friend that said, "Hey, I'm going to a party tonight.
Hi, Rich.
Do you want to go?" And I said, "Sure, why not?" And it was a Fort Trough party. I had no clue what a Fort Trough party was.
What?
Fort Trough pig party. And I didn't know what that was. So we went, and there was a lot of guys in leather. I got a lot of guys on pumps, on collars, guys in jock straps, and just all kinds of. There were slings and the crosses and the fucking machines and everything. A lot of that was going on, and I had to go to the bathroom. And I said, "Where's the bathroom?" And they pointed me. And so I went in this room, and I didn't see any toilets. But there were 3 boys down on their knees.
In the bathroom?
Uh-huh. And one of them had a funnel in his mouth. And there was a man sitting there peeing in that funnel.
Shut up.
And I thought, and I walked back out and I said, where's the bathroom? I said, you just came out of it. I said, there are 3 boys in there in like these little swimming pool things. And one of them's got a funnel in his mouth that the man peed in. He said, that's the bathroom. And I thought, oh, dear God.
So you experienced that. I've had a couple.
So you had to go pee in that funnel because that was their kink, and that was what they wanted. And you know, talk about being pee shy because not only it's not like there's somebody standing next to you. They are down below you making eye contact.
Oh, here you go.
And so that was pretty neat.
There's a difference between peeing like that and peeing like you and your boyfriend or whoever you're hooking up with in the shower.
In the shower.
That's a big difference.
But yeah, that was, and I was just like, oh dear God. So yeah, that whole experience was pretty kinky. And it was very eye-opening to what people are into.
I have a question. Did you pee in that person's mouth?
No, I think it's a funnel. Yay!
We are safely out of Fireball.
Oh, thank you. Praise the Lord.
We'll have some more in next week.
Y'all heard
That's
that?
from Jehu.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Jay.
Two more condom sessions and
So we asked.
I got to use my card with my name on it.
yeah.
All right. You're real man.
You didn't have to use your
Look at it moving, you Kelly. You got to move it towards the end. Cheers to the cup.
Kelly keeps doing
She
it.
likes that. She gonna kidnap it before the night's over.
Kelly's
Yeah.
got a few of that.
It's hypnotizing.
Now, Kelly has that one that's shaped
I'm
like a
taking the
penis,
real one
too.
home.
You know what? Next week I'll do. Okay, I've not used.
We're doing show and tell. We're gonna do this as a segment every week from here on out.
So I do have some toys
Show
at
and
home
tell.
that
Run them through the dishwasher. Make sure they're clean. Before we
they're
bring
fresh.
them.
They're still in the pack.
I don't want no peanut butter on one.
No, they're still in the pack, girl.
Cheers, girl.
Cheers. Now I'm gonna bring a couple of mine.
Hey, Blanche. How are you, darling? This is the nasty part of the show.
Yeah.
If you're just tuning in.
If you see these big old dildos and butt plugs.
Yeah, this is to hypnotize Kelly so we can keep her focused.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you're just tuning in, Kelly didn't know the difference between a butt plug and a dildo, so now she does. A butt plug looks like a blow-up Christmas tree, and a dildo looks like
You know
whatever.
the like Texas Zoos or porn stores, they have bigger ones than those. So like I'm talking about
Oh
like
yeah, they have, but well, some people have a stretched out butthole.
I've
And
seen those.
I mean,
Oh,
I've seen videos and seen things, and some people have a butthole, and then other people have a hula. Because you can move in. It's just stretched that wide, and these are the type of people that they're being kinky and they want to be fisted. They tell you to put a hand in. So you put a hand in. Then they say, now put your other hand in. And you put your other hand. They'll look at you and they'll go, now clap. And you say, I can't. And they go, it's tight, ain't it?
okay. Speaking of fisting, let's go to you.
Oh Lord, we go
Speaking
deep
of
in. Kelly's got
So
a fisting. Kelly's got a fisting story.
I've never been fisted, thank God, because I ain't doing that crap. But I've experienced that with a guy. Didn't realize
But you've not been fisted.
I've never been fisted.
Oh, so you fisted somebody.
I'm getting there. So
Accidentally or on purpose?
I didn't realize that he was in a fisting club, like he did fisting stuff. I didn't realize that after the fact. And so, like, one finger
Is that like a
in,
fight club of fisting?
when you're like sucking and doing this, and if you do one finger, then you do a second finger.
Next thing you know, you're elbow deep.
Girl, I was
Making him talk like Kermit the
I was
Frog.
like this. This is where I got girl. And I freaked the hell out. And I was like, okay. He
Blanche is like, my lips are sealed. I know nothing.
He came and I was like, okay, that's the first I've ever visited a man.
Now, Blanche is one that can verify a lot of these stories from back in the day of the
Blanche
ship.
ever kissed someone?
What I don't know, and that's her business, and I know nothing about it. But back in the day, at like the chamber and even the heretic at that point, the heretic, all the change the heretic is now. Back in the days, in the late '80s, early '90s, the back hallway of the heretic, pretty much anything happened, and it still happens, but now it's the pool room. But
Where the dressing room for the drag queen.
the drag queen.
They tell the drag queens to get the hell out real
And
quick.
there's glitter everywhere, and at the end of the night, there's glitter.
I made that
everywhere.
mistake one night. It's home. We get it home more.
There's
Remember
no
that?
foam.
You were with me.
It's a dark room.
I
Foam
did.
is
Well,
a foam party.
In a
That's not
3-minute
the thing.
window, it went from a dressing room to a dark room. And I went looking for Miss Kelly and was like, why are the lights out?
Now, let me tell you, a little story.
2 hours later, J-Ho came out of that dressing room. He still didn't find Miss
Speaking
Kelly.
yeah, that's
Found Kelly,
true.
all
Miss
right.
Kelly was out in the dance floor. So let me tell you a little story about Heritage. You know, Heritage, they do have like a,
They
it's
do
a back
have a
room.
dark room.
But that's where it's like,
The lights go off.
shows.
They made windows now.
They have dressing room.
Well, there's always been with this honey.
No, they opened it up. I mean, it's open.
There's
It's
always
always been there.
Well, it's never been open. for
Yes.
this floor.
Wait, we
It
can
has.
watch people in
Yes,
the dark
it
room
has.
from the window?
They added red lights to the top, and the windows are open. Like there's no curtains.
It's always been that way, darling.
Huh.
Yes.
Well, probably one time when you were there, it was
That's
different.
probably after a show, because they put the curtains
Oh, well,
up for the show.
they're down because right here, there's
Yeah,
open
yeah,
windows.
yeah. That's always open.
They put the curtains up because
Does
they
an
open
open window stop anyone?
Yes, nobody went in
Because
there.
it doesn't stop me. So
Right.
that's the thing we talk about. that.
Anyway,
with my
y'all hush. Y'all say the same thing.
so my story was Raffy. Remember Raffy?
I'm trying to get a real butt plug over here. I
So
don't
remember Raffy, right?
I
So
love
Raffy went to the on-run show with me. His Raffy built at Edmond, and I
Of
took
course, it's a real one.
Raffy
I'm
first
sorry.
time,
You
second
throw
time.
like a girl.
Have you used that?
Where's your daughter? Don't nobody want to see your little nose.
Wait, is this a used butt plug?
No,
It's a brand new one.
I
Okay.
want real stuff. Okay.
So
that
anyway,
is a real butt plug.
This is real.
I want
And
that.
everybody in Athens has had it, and he's done had the herpes twice.
I've been with it.
Okay, actually,
I've been with it, and I was clean.
in all of my 29 years,
29.
okay, 31 and a half.
girl, you better get your ass right.
You better keep it.
Okay, 32. And on my 32, I've not had a single at all.
I took it to the
Well,
doctor.
good for you.
I took it to the
Justin.
doctor.
Right?
Then you're not doing it right.
I get my precautionary antibiotics.
Anyhow, we're doing a show here.
Yeah.
Go on.
So anyway, so took Raffy to that Heritage on-run show. Well, after the show, I got on drag, and the back room dressing room ends up being
Right.
the dark room. Girl, I'm sitting outside with Edmund. Raffy takes his cell phone. He goes to the dark room. It sits in the freaking dark room.
Taking pictures.
Girl, he's like, I didn't want to leave here.
Man.
He said he was looking for me. He was lost. But I'm like, girl, bye.
Just looking for you.
Girl, he be sitting there doing this.
Feeling around. Kelly, that's you? No, that's you then to begin.
Girl, bye.
So, oh Lord.
Anyhow, so, but yes, good old Heritage.
Yes. So, tops, bottoms, and worst.
Oh, that is my worst.
You get these people that say, I'm a verse top, and they get there. Just because you're on top doesn't make you a top. That just makes you a bottom that likes to ride.
True.
And then I've spoken with guys on certain social medias that say they're a bottom. And I've learned when, especially if they're discreet or married by whatever, and they say bottom, I have to clarify. So I say, so you like to get fucked? And they're like, oh no, I don't get fucked. Then you're not a bottom. And they're like, well, I like to be underneath and them to ride me. I said, that's a top. That's not a bottom. So you have to clarify this because some people are confused. And, the best person to get is somebody that's fully versatile because it doesn't matter what mood you're in or what's going on, you can scratch that itch. And usually if it's a full versatile, you can flip.
If you're versatile, please be versatile. Don't just say, I'm a versatile top, but you want to be more of a bottom than you are top. Let's be versatile. Don't. What I'm trying to say is pleasure both.
If you're a bottom, say you're a bottom.
If you ain't something,
like for example, if I'm going to be a bottom, I'm going to be a bottom. But if I'm going to be first, I'm going to be like.
Then you say that you are top. If you have an upset stomach and you have taco thing,
I pick up on the scene and then I fix it to my liking.
Yeah,
necessary.
yes, but if you have an upset stomach and you have taco back that day, you are a top. You are not a bottom.
It don't mean you have an upset stomach. You just know that
it means that you got a shitty asshole.
Okay. Who eats food?
Yes, the bottom, and you're not going to eat. You take Imodium. You're not going to.
Evidently, Jason does because he ate on his way to my house. We had to stop here, and he wants to go eat afterwards.
I'm talking.
Okay, so I had 2 olives today.
I'm top. He's bottom.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you eat. Regardless if you clean your asshole or not, you can still have a shitty problem.
Well, if they're big and they go too far, yeah.
Because somebody can hit a wall in your asshole.
Pre-planned, not a thing.
Pre-planned.
I pre-planned
Imodium.
Out of control. Divine, not divine.
Whoa!
Divine happy hour.
Oh, Daddy tapped me in years ago.
Yeah, Imodium works.
So,
Just the thought of Clarence tapping you is.
In the lobby of
Because Clarence was Daddy Divine.
In the lobby, they sell lube, Imodium, and pop. That's the 3 main things in most lobbies for sex shops. Lube, video head cleaner, and Imodium for bodies.
Jason is new to this. He was married for 16 years. He has 2 children, and he has just recently discovered button sex. And he thinks he's a professional and knowledgeable on it, and he thinks he's a top. But you got to have more than this to be a top. You got to have this.
honestly,
It depends on how you work it, girl.
Yeah, it's not how deep you fish, it's how you wiggle the worm.
Yeah, but if you can't feel the worm in the water,
That makes you a
doing
loose
no good.
Y'all both got to work it through. Y'all better.
Girl, we walking home.
I can get one. I can get one.
Anywho,
Nancy Divine, love you. Happy 4th.
my Aunt Laurie.
Happy 4th.
He's drunk.
Are you drunk?
He
You were not
drunk his
driving me
bird.
home. You were a bad driver.
Oh, he drunk his bird.
You might want to drive. J-Ho's here. He's taking care of me when he's here.
I did not need to hear that J.O. takes
I've
care of
got to pee so bad.
Me too.
I'm afraid to leave.
I will take your space.
Well, then one of us will fill in for you,
You
Kelly.
just don't have to start wearing diapers.
We'll fill in for
I'm
you.
very good at filling in
Yeah.
holes.
Hey, Santa, come join.
This is like Regis and Kelly. We'll fill in what you want us to talk about.
No, you are not Kelvin.
It is too
You are-
soon for a Regis.
We'll fill in what you want to
Pass.
talk about.
Yeah, we can cut this off.
We can talk about Grindr.
So,
Anyhow, so we talked about hookups.
dildos and butt plugs.
I'm not talking
We
about
talked about hookups.
Yes.
Top, bottoms, and firsts.
Yes.
What else was I going to talk about? There was something else that I had written down. That we wanted to talk about. Sex clubs and glory holes. And butt plugs. Kelly has been to a glory hole one time.
I've been to Atlanta has like a sex club and they have like glory hole section. So when I first
There's
joined
several.
up,
There's several different sex clubs, and then there's the glory holes, which are usually in the back of video stores.
Now there's
And
that
I have
video
to
store
stop.
right there in Gay Alley.
The glory holes are little rooms that you go in. They've got a little hole, and you can see in the next room. And sometimes somebody will put their little pee through it, and you can play with it. Or you can just watch. Or they can put their big pee through it, and you can really play with it.
So when I first started Armrest, of course, Swan and all that, a lot of the cast members of Armrest, they were whores. I love you girls, but
Y'all whores. Y'all know who we're talking about. And that's why we are friends.
Yes, absolutely, and I love them to death. So they always talk about flags, da da da. So the first time I ever went to flags was after an Armrest show. I stayed about 2 hours and I left.
And how many PPs did you touch?
I touched one and that was it.
Besides your own.
Besides mine, just one.
Okay. Was it pretty?
It
Could
was
you
alright.
see? It was alright.
It was alright. Out of the 10, it was a 4.
Kelly's not very discerning because, you can be 60 years old and hit her up. She's going to do it out of it. Because she feels bad.
Anyway.
If they wear Depends, you'll do it.
I said, it depends.
I thought you said you like Depends.
Now, you turn your hearing aid up.
She's in the diaper. Hold on. She's in the diaper play.
So I experienced flex one time when being an Armrest. And then the other time I experienced when it's not Insurrections anymore, but it's now Tokyo
Valentino. And then there's Southern Nights. They have glory holes there. And then there's another one. There's another one. June Carter Catch Me Outside.
She said LOL.
What do you know about glory holes and sex clubs,
I've been to
June?
Insurrection one time in the glory hole. And that's where I had the full
effect.
Full effect.
You played with one.
That was the first time ever dealing with a glory hole. And I was like, okay. I did one of
Well,
them.
I've heard. I haven't been. And I haven't been in years.
Since you were 35?
Shut up. We don't have to make it yet. Since I was 30 in my 30s. I will say that a certain drag queen, she's no longer with us. I'm not going to speak ill of the dead, but her initials are Ashley Cruz. And Ashley Cruz and I used to go, and we would meet up at the glory holes, and we would go and we would wrangle the boys, and we were there to keep each other safe. And
that's what we would
and
probably
make
do
sure
too.
girl, if we can go in here with this man, if I'm not out in 10 minutes, knock on the door. If I knock back, I'm okay. If I don't, break the door.
That's what we would do if we were in that situation.
Yeah, but she and I, we would go, and we would have the best time because some of these boys, she was pumped. So as a boy, nothing really changed.
All right, you.
But it was a mess, but we used to go there. But now I've heard that they've got like on Friday and Saturday nights in Tokyo Valentino in the glory hole sex part. They've got like a DJ and dancers and
kind of like a club.
It's like a club, and I'm like, well, that's just interesting. I've had many jobs over the years. Back when I was young and thin, and
when she was 22.
and people actually wanted to see me without my clothes on. I was a stripper.
I didn't know this, y'all.
I was a stripper back in the day, and
what was your name? Delicious.
I'm not going to tell you about that. No, my name was Tyler Stone.
Swinging Richard.
I wasn't Swinging Richard.
No, that was a porn name, girl.
Swinging Richard.
I worked at Richard's too as a bartender.
Hey, said you ever made me Swinging
I did. I
Richards?
worked as a bartender.
Then I will call and find out.
Call her.
I need a part-time job.
Him.
What's that?
No, call her.
I'm
You ever
trying to
been
get a
to
part-time
Swinging
job.
The owners of
What?
Have you ever been to Swinging Richards?
Do you know what Swinging Richards
Okay.
are?
Do you know what that is?
Would you like to audition to work at
I know what swinging is.
Josh, do you want to audition?
Josh
Josh,
We
you
used
love
to run around
Swinging
the back street.
Oh, Lord. See, I used to work at Backstreet, so y'all were my people.
Yeah.
So
Josh, I want to see your audition.
we want Josh to audition for Swinging Richards. We're gonna get sued. We're gonna get Holly to bring some accessories from Sexy Sue's for you to audition for us.
Hey, Josh, if there's edible panties, I've got to eat it off of you.
And, Kelly loves the fruit roll up. So,
Have you tried those the candy necklace underwear? little candies. Instead of the edibles, it's like candy
necklace.
stretchies.
That's too much. That's too much work.
June Carter says, can I
But it
watch
gets so
the-
much closer with every nibble.
June, let me tell you, Josh is hot. I ain't gonna lie, Josh is hot.
Kelly
makes
Josh
my
is
hot wing.
spoken for.
That's my husband. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Shit.
Josh, ain't you my husband?
I recently became single and I put dibs. Okay.
Anyhow, I linked it, so it's mine.
He fucked me, so he's mine.
Bitch. Okay, throw in the hashtag JHO merch when you throw that shit out there.
I
All
don't know
right.
what you're talking about. You didn't coin that phrase. I've got it on a t-shirt.
No, I gotta pee so bad.
EvansJHO.com.
So one of my jobs, stripper, drag queen, I've been a bartender, I've been a bar back, I've worked the doors,
Call him out.
I've done everything. One of my jobs, I worked at a swingers club. It was a straight swingers club. And we had one in Atlanta, one in New Orleans, and one in Tampa.
That's where you met my daddy.
And that's where I became a stepmother.
Woo!
But
One
we
of
used
seven.
to have, it was, I worked it like this. And, it was interesting. We had a lot of interesting people come in. The most interesting that I had was, I was working the door and I was in the office that night. And my friend that worked the door, hey Michelle,
Hey, Michelle.
where are we at? Are we at a 5 or a 10?
We are great at Marker.
I need a rating. Michelle, give me a rating, girl. Anyhow, so I was working the door, and my friend that that ran the door for me, her name is Kim. And hey Kim, I love you. I miss you.
She's the one that bartended the Heretic, right?
No, this was a different Kim.
Okay.
So we were standing there, and I'm kind of leaning on the door because people would come in. They had to be a member, and I looked up, and here comes this little older couple, and they're probably in their 70s, maybe in their 80s, and he is in a suit with a little hat, and she's in this robin's egg blue dress, buttoned up to here with a little cameo brooch at the neck. And I'm thinking, oh God, this is a preacher and the preacher's wife, and they have got the wrong building. And they walk up, and I was getting ready to
Were you in drag?
of course.
Okay.
And I was getting ready to kind of do that. The little old man reaches in and pulls out, we're at a 50. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, girl.
Thank you, Michelle.
But he pulls out his card and his membership card and hands it to me. His membership number was like a 5. And I about shit. So
What's the difference?
they go, well, because we were our member numbers at that point in time were like in the
Thousands.
4,000 or 5,000.
Okay,
And he was member number 5. So one of the original members. And so they come in, and this cute little old minister and his pastor's wife standing at the door, just grandma, like she's going to bake cookies and everything. They hand me their card, they go on in. I waited about 15 minutes. I said, I've got to go in and see what's going on. I go in there, and Michelle, do you see what this is?
I know how to put it in the center. I'm sorry. You missed the conversation.
This is our metronome. It keeps us focused. So, now we're at 75 because we shook that at her. So I go in, and this little old man has stripped down, and he is in his black dress shoes, his black dress socks, with those little suspenders that hold them up.
Shut up.
And he's got a shorty Hugh Hefner smoking jacket
No.
and nothing else. And gravity has taken effect, y'all.
From the top down.
Gravity has taken effect because this, and men, y'all know what I'm talking about. Ladies, for you, when gravity takes effect, you go from a 36D to a 36 low. Well, this little man, if he'd had pockets in his socks, he could have put his balls in that pocket to keep them warm.
No.
But they were just hanging, his balls were hanging so low below that thing. I about died. And then here comes Grandma. And she is in lingerie. And she has rolled her boobies up and put them in the cups where they go. And this one on this side had slipped out and it was hanging down. And I didn't know whether to say something or not.
And this was at the Swingers Club, right?
This was at the Swingers Club.
I got a story to tell about my
We
Swingers
had
Club.
a lot. There were a lot of interesting stories that I could tell. We had several different rooms in there. We had a dark room. We had private rooms. We had one room that was our group room, and it was bunk beds. And the bottom bunk was 6 king-size mattresses, all laid out. And then you go up the stairs, and there's another 6 king-size mattresses. And you could watch all of that. And you could play, you could watch. And a lot of people would go in there and they'd get up there. I liked doing the cleanup at night, and I know that sounds bad, but it was nasty. And I had a little paper hazmat suit that I would put on and gloves. But I would go up and empty and take the sheets off because the sheets got washed every night. But I would do it, and
Michelle, really?
I love it. But I would find money. I would find phones. I would find jewelry. The jewelry I always put lost and found, but I promise you, I never found any money.
Let me tell you. So there's 2 Swingers stories I've got to tell. Story number 1. Years ago, I taught Georgia pre-K. And this is before I started doing drag. And I had a husband and wife that were swingers.
But you had a husband and wife?
Well, no, my student was.
They approached you.
They didn't approach me, but they kind of told us and stuff. So this was years ago, and so.
Hold that story. What Michelle that has the hot boy with the big dick in it. But I'm not gonna say who that was, but Michelle, just so you know, and you can tell your children and any of these young boys that you know.
Oh Lord, Michelle, close your eyes.
If a man ever says, and tell your daughters too, if a man ever says that they don't wear condoms because they don't fit because they're too big, this is a Lysol bottle. This is a big thing. Can you see how big this is? If they say that a condom does not fit, this is just a regular condom. This is not even a Magnum condom.
This ain't no extra large.
That condom, if a boy ever says they don't wear condoms because they don't fit, they're lying. Because you see that just went right over that. No problem. And if their dick is that big, they need to go to the doctor. Because that's not natural. There's something wrong with it. And if your hole is that big, there's something wrong with it.
I'm kind of scared.
And look, I'm just going to tell you. See? Condoms are stretchy. And I look like a merman. I look like Aquaman. I look like swimming. Okay, back to your swinger story.
So yes, we didn't realize they were swingers until they told us they were going to Las Vegas. We're like, oh, we're going to Las Vegas for you. You're not taking your kids. And he's like, we're going to a swingers convention in Las Vegas. Let me tell you, Daddy was a firefighter.
I have been to a swingers convention.
Daddy was a firefighter, and Mama was like work retail. Let me tell you, they were both cute. Both cute. But Daddy was fire. I'm talking about Daddy was fire.
Remind me to tell you a story about that.
So that was the first time I ever experienced a swingers convention. It's not a convention, a swingers couple. And they would tell us that, they talk about flower pot club where they leave out like keys and random people come to these people's houses. I learned this a lot. Okay, now my second swingers story was a few years later. This is when Ashley and I, a good friend of mine, We had friends.
Is that just
No, we had friends that was a straight couple, but didn't realize until we got there that they were a swingers club.
And they had invited y'all over for a party.
We had a party at their house, but they took us to the swingers club. I think it was like close to Gainesville or something. I can't remember. That was the first time I ever going to a swingers club.
There used to be a place in Gainesville that did it, but there were several. There's
It was like a straight bar almost, but
yeah, well,
literally.
it wasn't the top of Gainesville, was it?
I can't remember. I want to say yes, but I can't remember.
Because that was
It's
a
been
strippers
years.
club. That was a strip club, and it was in the old haunted hospital.
It was
up on the hill in Gainesville.
It was literally like a straight bar almost. But literally, Ashley and I were like, code word is Coca-Cola. If you hear one of us say Coca-Cola, it means get us both out. We used that Coca-Cola word we got back to their house. Coca-Cola.
Gotta go.
And we talked about that one time. It was funny as all get out. But that was my first dealing with swingers. That was,
So you're talking about good looking on them. I was there one night, and I worked at the Swingers Club, and I worked in Atlanta. I worked in New Orleans. I went to Tampa once. So it was a lot of fun, and you got to meet lots of interesting people. Obviously, very interesting people. Saw a lot more of them than I really wanted to see, but they were just good people. They weren't hurting anybody, and they were having fun. And that's what it's all about, is having fun. And I was never tempted.
David's being nasty.
Never tempted. He's not saying anything to me. So, but one night, this couple came in. And after I talked to them, he is a professional wrestler.
Okay.
She is a professional wrestler. They were a beautiful couple. He looked like The Rock.
Okay.
Tattoos and all. And they asked if I wanted to. And I had to tell them, darling, right now, in all of this, I couldn't find it if I tried.
Well, I hate when guys do that.
Could not find it if I tried, because I am built like a Barbie doll. It is completely smooth down here. It's smooth plastic. There are no nipples. There's nothing. It's just smooth.
Mine's nipples and mine's smooth.
It's just smooth, and you can't find it. It's like a Barbie doll. Look at a Barbie doll, and you know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Serious note.
Oh, seriously.
We can change topics real quick. I've got to pee. So bad. I'm hurt.
Well, girl, we're at 8:30 on a Friday night.
Yes, if you have any questions, comments, want us to talk
Well,
about
I was going to say we've got 4 people watching. Everybody else obviously has stuff to do.
next week. Let's talk about
Let's
next
talk
week.
about next week.
So next week we have 2 special guests, drag queens here in Athens. We have Miss Carmela Montiato and
Macchiato.
Montiaco. Montiato.
Kelly King.
I'll just say Carmela.
Carmela
I love
Macchiato.
your sister.
They are from the Courtesans. Carmela Macchiato and
Cola Fizz.
Cola Fizz.
They'll be with us next Friday.
They're joining us. We're gonna have some fun chat with them.
And
We'll probably
of course,
do love, sex, and hookups at the time of quarantine with them as well, and get their thoughts.
And let's talk about Athens real quick. I know we didn't talk about this earlier, but Athens, their laws is a lot different.
Everyone's been asking us when we're doing shows again,
Yes.
and why we're not doing shows.
Yes.
And that's because of
Athens.
the laws.
Athens has a lot of laws where, the bars closes, last call is 11:30, and you have to be out by 12. They, of course,
You're limited on who you can have in.
yes.
Like where we would do our shows normally, we could only have 20 people in the building.
Yes.
That means staff, showcast, and patrons.
Absolutely.
That means that 5 people might get in to see the show.
Absolutely.
So that's why we're still doing this, and we're not having shows.
And some bars here in Athens, not all, but some bars are not even open at all. So,
So
you have to take the situation back.
So
Compared to like
it's a
Atlanta,
struggle.
there.
Atlanta's pretty much wide open. They are asking you to wear a mask. They're taking your temperature and everything. But it still scares me because I'm not comfortable being in a crowd here.
Yeah.
I've stayed at home. This is my weekly outing.
Yeah.
I come to Kelly can attest. I go to the store maybe once or twice during the week. And then I come here and that's it. I'm at home the rest of the time. So we want to thank y'all for tuning in with us this week.
Yes.
We've had a ball. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you've had a good time. We want you to know that we love you. We appreciate you.
Absolutely.
And we're here.
If you message either one of us and want to just chit chat, talk, and I call it Dr. Phil hour. If you want to do that, that's perfectly fine.
If you have suggestions for topics or who you would like to see on.
Yes, topics, yes.
Neither of us has ever used a sex machine, David Jones. No, we have not. We can barely use the phone. I don't even want to get something as complicated as a sex machine.
I'm sure David has.
Nasty old man. I love you.
Love you, David. But no, seriously,
we're doing this for you.
Trevor's joining us. Hey, Trevor. Trevor Wright.
Hi, darling. We missed you tonight. Just for you, Trevor.
Trevor, we're using Lori's laptop, so hopefully you're here next week to help us with our camera. Seth has his new cam.
That nearly fell over in your lap, girl.
Girl, right now I could go pee, like I pee my pants right now.
Anyhow, so thank y'all for tuning in. We love you. Hopefully you'll tune in next week.
And just a little FYI, real quick. We do have a lot of good stuff planned this fall. Fall's coming up. We've got a lot of good stuff planned. So just be on the lookout for that.
Just keep following us, keep watching. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna do some fun stuff, and hopefully it'll be something you want to see.
Are we in overalls next week?
So we're not in overalls next week.
I am.
Well, you can be.
I don't know overalls.
We love y'all. Take care of yourself. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. And be kind.
Yes, wash your butt.
Be kind to one another.
Absolutely.
Do something nice for somebody.
Love everyone. Be positive. Make the world a better place.
And we will see you
next Friday
at 7 o'clock, live from Hendershots.
Yes.
Praise it, be thy.
Praise Jesus.
Now I've got to get up and try to figure out how to turn this off. We love y'all.
You know what I do? I just close it.
Well, that don't work.
Kelly, deep throat this for me before we go off.
No, do not do that on live on camera. It's not that kind of show.